It's Saturday, December 3rd. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daly. I'm glad you've joined me today. I was talking to my friend Daphne yesterday in Holland. Good friend, great person. And Daphne lost her mother a couple months ago. The death of a family member is always difficult, and I can't even imagine that happening in my own life at this point. But I know that it's a difficult struggle, and it's been difficult for Daphne too, as it would be for all of us. And she made a statement that I've made before when I go through difficult times. She said, the big question for me these days is, why are we born, live a life of struggle, and then die? Daphne said it would be okay if I shared this with you, so I am. But what she's saying here, folks, we have all felt at one time or another. And Daphne's just bold enough to state it. But that's it. There are times when I feel that way. Why was I even born in the first place? Why do I have to live a life of struggle and then just die? Because it seems like that sometimes. Now, we've been quoting some things from the Psalms the last 3 weeks. We've been doing this 3 weeks now. And we've been quoting some great Psalms from David. One is Psalm 150, praise the Lord with the loud clanging cymbals and all the instruments and worship and celebrate. And he's feeling great. And Psalm 13 is a whole different story. Look what he says here. Psalm 13. I'm going to read the whole chapter. It's only 6 verses. He says, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts, and every day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. My enemy will say, I've overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. Now, David's feeling pretty bad here, isn't he? A little different than Psalm 150, where he seems like nothing's ever wrong. Why the change? Why such a huge difference? And folks, you and I go through the same thing. There are times when we're just on top of it. Somebody asks you how you are, and you say, man, I couldn't be better. And then there are those times when you can't seem to get out of bed in the morning. Your heart is too heavy. And you say, like Daphne did, why are we born? Why do we live a life of struggle and then die? Valid question. He says, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? In other words, Lord, I don't hear from you. I can't hear from you. I feel like you're not even there right now. How long will you hide your face from me? He says, how long must I wrestle with my thoughts and every day have sorrow in my heart? You've had those periods of time, haven't you? Every day. How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will just die, he says. Well, then he does something interesting in the last verse here. He says, but, I love it when things turn around like this, but I trust in your unfailing love. He says, I know that you love me. If I don't know anything else, I do know that you love me. And my heart rejoices in my salvation. I know I'm saved. He says, I will then sing to the Lord. Something happens deep inside, remember, from your innermost being flowing out. For he has been good to me. David begins to think about all the things that God has done, and he begins to change his mind. Now, there is a time for sorrow, and it lasts a while sometimes. And when we're in sorrow, we can't remember good times. We can't identify with them. When you're depressed, you only remember being depressed. When the depression is lifted, you barely remember what it was like to be depressed. Isn't that the way our mind works? But when we're in this place where we say, why am I born? Why do I live a life of struggle and then die? It's a valid feeling. But I want you to look at what David says here in Psalm 13, verse 6. He says, but I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has been good to me. God bless you. Have a great day.